What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with Astro DFS bringing you a new video. Today's video, I'm going over some bets to take today. Now, I try not to bet every game. I try to just bet games that I like and not get involved in every game. It just never goes well with the bankroll. So let's talk about some spreads that I do like today based off some of the matchups. So first, for the noon games, one of the first games is the Jaguars against the Colts. Now, as you can see, the opening line was 5.5 Colts. It went down to -3. Best odds, FanDuel. I like Vegas Insider. You just see all the odds that they have posted here. You get total, money line, halves, quarters, stuff like that. It's very easy if you have multiple books that you use. It's very efficient, in my opinion. Get better odds, win more money. If you're not a big spender, I mean, it's still getting better odds. And you'll see some stuff pop out way more than others. Just some books maybe don't have it matched as they should. Anyway, getting back to it, the Jaguars +3 at home against the Colts. The reason I'm taking this, Jonathan Taylor is probably going to be the biggest vocal point in that offense today. Being without Pittman now, being without Alec Pierce, Unique Ngakoue and Stephon Gilmore, I think, are expected to play. Still waiting on that news to come out. But I'm taking the shot on the Jaguars here at home. I believe if they are going to start changing things around in Jacksonville, it's a big division game here against the Colts, who are very banged up. Jaguars looked a little worrisome last week, I will say, against the Commanders. But overall, I think they have a good opportunity. There's still no Shaq Leonard, which is huge for the Colts. I think whenever he comes back, that defense is going to be completely different. But for right now, Jaguars +3 at home is what I'm on. I mean, even if Colts win by 3 and it cancels out and it voids, I still like that bet. I think Trevor Lawrence can get it done, at least hoping so, and that's what I'm on. The next spread is not until the 3 o'clock games, the afternoon games. I don't like any of these matchups, to be honest. The Browns against the Jets, just too many points to trust Jacoby Brissett in. The Buccaneers, maybe I take the Bucs, but Brady hasn't been good against the Saints while on the Bucs. Panthers might be the only other team that I'm leaning right now. And this is what I mean of you can buy points without buying them. Believe that's BetMGM, Caesars have it at +2 for the Panthers. That's what I like. The Patriots Steelers is way too close for me to be comforted. And then the Dolphins Ravens, I mean, you can see that line has not moved, so I'm staying away from that one. Commanders Detroit we'll talk about later. So let's finish off with some of the spreads. I'm taking the 49ers. I believe I got them at 9. Some places I took 8.5 as soon as that line hit, but I believe majority of the little small bets that I have are in the 49ers -9 against the Seahawks. And the reason being is the 49ers played the Bears pretty good in that first half. It was the second half they started to struggle defensively, offensively, and they couldn't really use anybody. They lost their starting running back, which I don't think they accounted for week 1. And now getting possibly George Kittle back against the Seahawks, who were running a high. The Seahawks look good against the Broncos, don't get me wrong. It's not saying that they didn't look good or can't be good, but they really wanted that win over Russell Wilson and the Broncos. But San Fran at home, I think, is going to be a different story. Their defensive line is just so good, and I believe we're going to see a different Trey Lance, and hopefully he takes that next step today against the Seahawks. So about 9, 8.5, somewhere around there is where I got it at. If you want to buy that half a point and get it to 8.5, so even if it's 9, you win, I recommend doing that. It's pretty hard to get 9.5. And me to trust that 10. I do think the 49ers can easily win, but if you could buy that half a point, I'd buy it. Next is the Rams. I got the Rams at -10.5. It went down from 13.5. I got it at 10.5. You can see some books have it at 10. that's perfect. Take it. It's the same thing. It's the Rams just overestimated what they were capable of. They did not use Allen Robinson. That Bills defensive line was amazing and pressured Stafford a lot, and he just went with his reliable receiver. I believe this one is going to be Allen Robinson involved. Hopefully Cam Akers is getting more involved, and then using Tyler Higbee. That defense is going to be very good against Atlanta. Atlanta saw a good defense last week in the Saints and did very well, but they're going to have Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner, Jalen Ramsey, a scary three there. And a lot of people are on Marcus Mariota, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'd like to see Marcus Mariota succeed. I just think the Rams are going to be out for blood in this one, and they cannot start out 0-2. I believe that offense is going to be very efficient. I know the Falcons have Terrell, and I believe Hayward is supposed to play, but I still like that matchup of even Higbee getting involved. But those three guys, I have the Rams at 10.5. The next one is the Broncos. Now, I'm not too high in this one, but it's almost the same thing as last week. The Texans just really outplayed the Colts, to be honest, and the Broncos underplayed due to, in my opinion, just a lot of misfortunate plays. 2 fumbles in the red zone, and that game was a complete different story for the Broncos. The Texans just did what they needed to. Broncos at 10, that's kind of where I see this matchup ending. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans cover, but I'm hopeful on the Broncos getting a 14-15, somewhere around there, 14 to 17 point win here against the Texans. I just really like the Denver offense. I think they could be one of the best offenses. They just have to get that connection going. Albert O hopefully getting a little more involved, and the running backs are just one of the best running back duo in the league. The Packers. Packers minus 10 at home. I am rocking my Bears outfit, and I hate talking about it. But if my team's going to lose, I want to at least make money off of it. It's one of those scenarios. Rodgers always kills the Bears. It's just what he does. Granted, Devontae Adams isn't going to be there, and that young defense is probably only going to get better. But this is one of those scenarios to where Rodgers torches young secondaries. And he's supposed to have Elton Jenkins back. He's supposed to have Allen Lazard back. 2 key guys to that offense. Not to mention the run game should be very good. And that defense of Green Bay, I think Minnesota exposed a lot of things, but Green Bay's defense I have coming back, and minus 10 is definitely a play that I like. I hate to say it, I hate to bet against my team, but like I said, if they're going to suck, I'm going to make money off of it. So that's it for spreads. I'm going to go to the total next. I only have a few games here. So the first one is the Commanders against the Lions. Somewhere around 48 is, I believe, where I got a majority of my bets in. That's what I like to do. I just like doing little bets into the total or the spread and just seeing where that goes as far as cashing out and all that stuff. So open at 45.5 up to 48.5. I think Detroit is probably going to be an over team a lot this year, just in my opinion. And it's not because their offense is super good, because I do think their offense is going to be really good and they're going to put up a lot of points, but their defense is just horrendous. Commanders move the ball in Jacksonville, different team than Detroit. I think Detroit's got a better offense than Jacksonville right now. That offensive line is good. We have to watch the DeAndre Swift news to see if he's going to play, but even if Jamal Williams is there, and Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift are very similar. DeAndre Swift is better, especially on the run game, but Jamal Williams gets it done. Just a very special player there. But yeah, at 48.5, I'm taking that. It could be an under game and both offenses just struggle. But like I said, Detroit just doesn't have a good defense. Commanders, that defense will not be the same until Chase Young gets there and healthy. I think they could have a good defense, but that offensive line of Detroit is very good. And Carson Wentz moved the ball with different receivers than we have seen for Washington in the last few years. And yeah, just 48.5. I love that there. The next one is the Cardinals and Raiders. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are on this game. 51.5. Opened at 50.5. So it only goes up a point. Not really any surprising injury news so far out of the Cardinals Raiders. Zach Ertz being healthy is probably the only thing to come out of it. But this is a situation to where Vegas moved the ball. Derek Carr throws 3 interceptions, but you saw the strong connection to Devontae Adams. Renfro and Waller weren't used as much. I think it's one of those week 1 things that you're just trying to figure things out, and then you get past that first game and things start to click. It's the same thing for the Cardinals. They got obliterated by the Chiefs' defense, and Chiefs have an okay defense. I don't think it's anything elite, but the Cardinals struggled against it. They couldn't move the ball, and it's a situation where I think both offenses are just very talented. The secondary of Vegas is very bad in my opinion. They do have pieces there, but I think overall that defensive back is what's going to hold the Raiders back. And the Cardinals with Kyler Murray, I'm hoping they use him more. But 51.5 definitely taking that over as well. Other than that, the only other thing I consider taking is the Cowboys-Bengals under, but I don't really want to touch that. Cincinnati should win. I don't want to trust that spread. Even though they should have an easy win. If you're in a parlay, sure, buy a point or two. Take the Bengals money line, but I'm not going to touch the total or anything there. And that's it for bets, guys. Probably have another video out tomorrow for the 2 Monday night games, but as far as Sunday, that is it. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys want any DFS content, hit the subscribe button. Go look at all my old videos. Post for every showdown, every main slate. Try to get both sites in, so if you guys are interested in that as well, definitely check out the channel. If you guys want to join the Discord where I'll give out bets, check that out. We also do DFS stuff in there as well as fantasy redraft and all that. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.